Been telling you about the massive winter storm threatening a big portion of the country. All major metropolitan areas from New York City to Dallas will be impacted by the storm. Southern states that don't experience snow and ice very often will be some of the worst hit areas. In Atlanta, preparations are already underway at one of the busiest airports in the country.
And so we're doing a lot of preparation. We have new equipment that will make us more efficient in that effort. And so our team has been doing round-the-clock training, one, to operate the new equipment and to make sure they can perform the new cycles that we have in place.
Several states are already declaring states of emergency. Matt, you've mentioned many times how you haven't seen something like this in your entire career, right?
It's huge. That's the issue. It's huge. It takes up, I mean, I've seen bigger storms in terms of strong lows, but this takes up so much real estate. There's going to be so many areas impacted. This is a live shot down at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta. Again, one of the busiest in the entire world and the country. And yeah, they're going to be dealing with ice down in Atlanta. Now, the big question down there, again, I forecasted down in the Atlanta area for 3 years, and the big question down there, they get something called, and again, kids cover your ears, it's called cold air damming, all right? It's when the air comes into the Appalachian Mountains and gets stuck where they have this cold air down below, so you're throwing moisture on top of that, and they get a ton of icing. Carolinas down towards areas like Atlanta. And the big question is, how far south does that icing make it? It could be a big deal for areas of the deep south that don't, typically have this kind of icy weather. They do every now and then, but this is going to be a big ice storm for a lot of folks in the deep south and a big snowstorm for others. So let's talk about it. 33 degrees right now over at Hopkins. We are sitting pretty in terms of temps. We're still melting off some of that snow. We did have some bursts of snow yesterday evening. Still seeing that here this morning as the front moves through. You get some bursts of snow just outside of the viewing area right now. Down towards Dover, we're seeing a little decent snowflake action right now, but we're at 36. Temperatures above freezing, but they're falling. And that's going to be the main story today. Isn't the snow. It's going to be the wind, which is going to be really gusty today, and falling temperatures throughout the day. We've got wind that is sustained between 20 and 25. I mean, it's really gusty this morning. We've had gusts well over 40 at times. This is the colder air blowing in. This isn't the Arctic stuff. This is just going back to January here in Northeast Ohio. Wind chill values coming down as well. So dress the kids with layers here this morning. We're going to be colder this afternoon. You can see some of that cold air we're tapping into. The real Arctic cold is right here. This arrives tomorrow morning into the daytime on Friday. So we've still got a little time before that real cold stuff arrives. Leftover snow showers, just kind of messy across the Great Lakes. Nothing too well organized. This will become a lake effect story. And with the west wind, most of that should be offshore like Erie, Buffalo, but we'll continue to watch Ashtabula, Lake County. May get brushed by some lake effect snow this afternoon. Rest of us will have a mix of clouds and sun with real gusty winds. See how those wind chills come down. Much colder this afternoon as you're coming home versus going to work. And then we talk bitterly cold. We've got weather impact alerts that go Friday through all the way through Monday. So this starts tomorrow for the bitter cold air Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, we deal with that winter storm. So I want to talk cold first. We'll take you through your National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. There's your lake effect chance out east. Otherwise, mix of clouds and sun this afternoon. That wind will continue to be on the gusty side all the way through the evening hours. And then tonight, we'll have a mix of some clouds and perhaps some snow showers as our Arctic front gets ready to move in. This hits sometime tomorrow morning during our morning show. So we're going to start tomorrow morning in the teens, I think mid and upper teens, and then temps are just going to bottom out all day. Look at this. By noon tomorrow, Arctic front is through. We're down, one for an air temperature at noon tomorrow feels like -20, and that temperature continues to sink down near zero by afternoon. We will have a little bit of lake effect snow we'll have to contend with. Outside of that, an Arctic air mass is dry, so we'll see lots of sunshine, but boy, is it going to be deceiving. Here's your Friday evening plans. Bone chilling cold tomorrow. This is the coldest air mass of the year, even beating what we had earlier this week. So let's talk snow now. We've got this chunk of cold air that's coming down. We also have a low pressure just off the coast of California. This has a lot of moisture with it, and it's pumping that moisture up in advance of it as well. So cold air, lots of moisture, that's a problem. We've got 1,900 miles of winter storm watches. Look at all the dark blue. That is all the areas that are going to be impacted by this winter storm. Just incredible. Here in Northeast Ohio, we kick that into effect Saturday evening through Monday, expecting some snowy travel, obviously, all across the Buckeye State. Watch how this unfolds. All the moisture starts to come in. Here's the cold air, and boom, it starts to develop. This whole thing will be coming our way as we get into the forecast here. All right, so we're going to keep it simple here. Breezy today, bitter cold Friday, Saturday, and then the snow hits Saturday night, Sunday into Monday. Let's take you through exactly how this evolves here. As we go through time, cold air comes in. Here comes the storm system. Snow expecting to start late Saturday, like evening into the overnight. And then it'll really pick up in intensity as we go throughout the day Sunday. As that low comes by, we'll have leftover heavier snow around here Monday morning. And then we deal with just more snow and cold later next week. In terms of the timing and intensity, there you go. Sunday, early morning through the afternoon, we could have some heavier snow around here. It looks to be pretty persistent. Union Hill Mortgage 10-day forecast. We've got weather impact alerts that go all the way through Monday as that heavy snow continues. And then bitter cold next week. I don't have temperatures getting above 14 next week, with even colder air perhaps later next week. So this snow that we're going to get this upcoming weekend is going to be sticking around for a while. And I've gotten a lot of questions around school closings. Boy, tomorrow with those bitter cold temperatures, there's a good chance. And then Monday as well as we clean up from the snow. Dave?
I got those questions last night. I defer to you.
There's a lot of them.
Yes, indeed. Matthew, thank you.